Guys, I worked a 9 to 5, okay? I have 2 kids. I also was training for bodybuilding shows. I was also bringing my kids to sports. So you can't give me the excuse, I have this, this, and this. I've been through it. I did it.
Yep.
And I did it multiple times. It really comes down to your mentality. Do you want this or not? Stop making excuses for yourself. It's so easy to make an excuse.
Discipline and drive, personal trainer mindset, helping you thrive. Raise a glass, let's level up your health. This is cheers to health.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Cheers to Health. Of course, you got to have Brian, that bad man with the crazy hair and that crazy mustache, Torres. And I got to have my co-host. He is the co-host. I don't care what he says. Omar Torres. And Omar, we've got a special guest today. Would you do the honors of introducing our guest today, sir?
Yeah. So this dude, man, I'm over here trying to, get some inspiration, looking at all these dads doing things. And this guy, sheesh, he's putting in the work, okay? On Instagram, I see all these posts and stuff. Chris, the fit dad, all right? Chris Ellis is here with us. And hey, Chris, can you please tell these people who you are, what you do, and why you do it?
Yes, thank you. My name's Chris, and I'm an online trainer for dads, actually, specifically for dads. And I have 2 kids myself. And I've been in fitness for 24, 25 years now. So it's part of my life. I didn't always do this, but for the past, I think 4 years, I've been doing this. I mean, I've always done it on the side, but I really made it a career in the past 4 years. So that's what I do now.
Awesome. Sheesh. So what did you do before this? Like before
I
training?
actually worked for the federal government. I worked for the U.S. Attorney's Office for 15 years.
Okay.
wow.
And it was a nice, cushy job and everything, but it just gave me no fulfillment. And, I originally went to college to be a gym teacher and somehow got this job. And I wasn't happy. I really wasn't happy, and a lot of people, yes, we need money to survive, but I was not happy. I felt like I kind of was shorting myself in a way,
Yeah, going through like the motions and stuff sometimes. I know whenever I was doing something that I didn't like, whether it was HVAC or even pizza delivery guy or something like that, it was just like I was clocking in and I was ready to roll out. Whenever I switched over, I was just like, yes, this is something that I actually enjoy.
It's like, yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like when I made the change, and my wife was a big part of it, because she was like, go for it. I just felt like every day, like just like wasting away, kind of like thinking to yourself, you're like, is this it? Like, is this it? Yeah, you can go higher up in the company or in the government and stuff like that. But I will say, not to hate on the job or anything. I met my wife during that time. I got a house. I have kids. Very grateful for that job. But I didn't want to be a slave to the trade either. There's so much more to life. You have to go after what you truly want to do. You have to.
Yeah. And what was that, I guess, that trigger point where it was like, okay, I'm gonna jump and take this leap of faith and follow my my dream?
It was kind of after 2020 where, a lot of things changed. Your view on the world, your view on everything, and maybe age too. And you have 2 kids and you get to that point, you're like, I'm not getting any younger. And there's so much more to life than just sitting behind a desk for 8 hours a day. And I will say too, it's just that's not for me. And it kind of never was for me. I forced myself into it. You're finally making money. You get out of school, you're making money, and you just go through it. And that's what you're told kind of in society. It's like, you got a job. That's it. That's what you do now. And it's like, that's just not me. That's not how I'm built.
That's true. That's
I
how
love that.
and then having that good support system, your wife, helping you out, because I know sometimes we'll take that leap and we're not too confident about it, and we're just like, oh shoot, like I don't want to fail, and but you have somebody there like, dude, we got this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was
Yes.
huge. She was the one. I can't say enough things about my wife. She's my best friend. She's my world. And it's important to have someone, whether it's your wife or just somebody, support you. And because it's hard to go through this life alone. It is because there's so many people when I left this job, this cushy job, or I know they didn't say it to me, but they're like, what are you doing? Like, seriously,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You have it made, you know? But, that's one of the things where it's like you have to go with your gut and you got to take a chance on yourself once in a while.
There you
Yeah,
go. There you go. Yes,
that's
sir.
true.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yes, Brian. Hey, I got you, dude. Okay, so take that
Thank you.
jump.
There
Keep
you
I
go.
doing the
appreciate that,
things.
man.
No,
I
I was in
appreciate
the similar situation, Chris. I
Yeah.
I was in the military for
Oh,
7 years,
nice.
and I went reserve after that for 5 more years. But I decided, to take a different route from the military because, like you, I was like, I wasn't feeling it. Like that wasn't what I wanted to do. And we had a kid, my oldest, and I was like, dude, this is the time to make the move.
Mhm.
And like you, I was fortunate enough to have my wife with me, helping me saying, hey, if you want to do this, let's do this. So it's been a journey. But yeah, dude, I was similar thing. I was like,
That's awesome. That's great.
yes, sir. So when you're coaching the dads, what stands out the most whenever you coach dads? Like, what's the most challenging part for people to kind of get in there, be consistent?
I think the most challenging thing out of all of it is changing their ways of life.
Mhm.
And not only changing their ways of life, but the way they think, which would also be a way of your life, but the stuff with letting go of the habits, letting go of just letting it's like a weird thing because it's like you want to change, but you have to get uncomfortable to change. And that's a
Yep.
very hard thing to get over that hurdle, but you want it. Now you got to take the step. And it's really hard. I would say, like, when it comes to like the programming and stuff, it's definitely the diet and stuff like that. You got to put some habits away. A lot of people, they like to drink alcohol and stuff like that. So it's like you got to put that stuff to the side if you truly want to change. And that really goes for anything. Whatever's been
Mhm.
holding you back from what you want to achieve, there's certain things you have to let go and you have
Yep.
to move on and take the next step and leave some of that stuff in the past. So I would say that's the biggest hurdle is just time to get uncomfortable
Yep.
and focus on what really matters. And do you really want this or not? Because it is hard. Your dieting's very hard and training is hard. Training's probably the easiest thing. It's really the diet and doing stuff of that nature because you have to learn certain things, how to track food and all that good stuff. And it's hard. And it's hard only for like the first 2 weeks. When you try something new, it's always like when you develop a new habit, the first
Yep.
2 weeks is usually the toughest. And then you
Mhm.
move on and it eventually becomes a lifestyle. And it's just like,
Yep.
that was easy. So I would say that's the toughest thing is getting out of like kind of your own comfort zone.
Yeah. And also with that, I mean, you're training dads, so they have a family. So that's another like obstacle that they have to kind of navigate through
Yep.
with the nutrition aspect, with, making sure you prioritize your time.
Yep.
What do you usually tell people when they come into that situation or they
Well,
try to explain to you that way?
a lot of it depends who it is because everybody's different.
Mhm.
And some people you have to be tougher with, some people you have to ease in. So you have to
Yep.
read the person. But like for me, I'm kind of like, I'm very gentle when I train people. Like because I understand people very well. But like me, I was telling you guys, I worked a 9 to 5, okay? I have 2 kids. I also was training for bodybuilding shows. I was also bringing my kids to sports. So you
Mhm.
can't give me the excuse I have this, this, and this. I've
There
been
you
through
go.
it. I did it.
Yep.
And I did it
Absolutely.
multiple times. So I understand. I've been in like every position that you've already been in. It's really comes down to your mentality. Do you want this or not? Stop making
Mhm.
excuses for yourself. It's so easy to make an excuse. So easy. You either want it or you don't. And the most successful people are the people who want it. And that's the thing where it's like I really won't train family members because I'm not going to charge my family member. But
Yeah.
then they have nothing to lose because there's
I
no
was
money.
about to say, yep,
Like, you know what I
yep,
mean? And I
yep.
really want them to do well, but I won't do it anymore. Except I will train my sister because she's the only one that has actually done it, and my wife as well, obviously. But that's totally different. But like you have to put something up. But here's the other thing. What if you don't do it? You're
Mhm.
going to be the same. And depending on where you are in your fitness, it might come back to hurt you because you're not healthy now. It's so important because it's not just physical, okay? It's also mental. So when you look at yourself in the mirror and you feel good about yourself, guess what else happens? It's a domino effect because now
Yep.
you feel
Yep.
good. Now you're in a good mood. Now you're giving the best version of yourself to everybody. And you might
Yep.
not even
Yep.
known like you were stuck in that rut, but it is true. If you're not feeling good about yourself, then everyone else is going to feel that wrath.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true. That's
Absolutely.
what I tell my kids too. I was like, "Hey, man, don't bring that negative attitude over here because you're gonna infect the whole family. Let's just chill out, go to the
Yep.
side, take a breather, come back."
And you're 100% right because that is contagious. The way
Yep.
you act, like the energy is contagious. Like if my wife is in a bad mood or something, it ricochets off you. Now you're like, what did the kid do wrong? And now you're just in
Yeah.
a whole cluster of bad energy, you know?
Yeah. So I noticed on your Instagram it was saying that you train dads that are at that high level, but sometimes, I mean, we've all been there. We hit that plateau. What kind of things do you help them with? Not specifically, but what is the like the most common thing that helps them get over that little hump?
So it's really, and this is what I see with most men, is it's a lot of ego and thinking that they already
Yeah.
know everything. And
Yeah.
that's just the way we're built. So they think they know everything. And when they come in to the like, one red flag is when they try changing the program or something. I'm like, why'd you hire me? But
Yeah.
it's really when you're stuck, it's your structure, the way you structure things around your program. And here's the thing. It's like when you go on Instagram and you see one person say this and another person say that, you're like, you shouldn't be taking advice. You don't know what's true and what's wrong. I mean, what's true and what's not. And
Yeah.
it's like you're stuck. Like you're kind of like you're in a maze and you don't know which way to turn. And that's where I come in. I'm like, I know where you should turn. And I bring them right to where they need to be. And it's usually structure, 100% their diet. And what I notice a lot of people doing, they'll go like on Chat GPT or something, write me a workout plan, do my macros. Sorry, they're not human. You might be able to
Yeah.
lose
Mhm.
some weight off of that if you follow it, but what's going to happen, like I call it like there's a like someone who really works out hard, you can tell they work out hard, and then there's like the Chat GPT body where it's like, okay, I know what you did. And because when you calculate someone's macros and your macros are like your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, and that's what you track. And if you have those percentages off, what could happen? Yes, you're going to lose weight. So, like when you do your calories, okay, you can lose weight, but you can also lose muscle at the same time if your calories aren't on point because you need a
Mm-hmm.
certain amount of protein. I also look at them and it's very hard, but I'm pretty good at it. I can judge your body fat percentage, like and stuff like that. So, if someone has, for someone like me, I take 1.2 grams of protein because I'm pretty lean. But someone who's like not lean, I'm not giving them 1.2 grams of protein. I might give them zero point 0.8, or they might
Yep.
not be getting enough protein if they did it on ChatGPT. Now you look like a softer, smaller version of yourself because you do lose weight,
Mhm.
but you're also losing muscle. So I think a lot of people get confused with their structure, their programming, and their nutrition.
Yeah. That's Brian. That's why he looks like that. No, that's interesting though. I never thought about it like that. A
Yeah.
Chat GPT body. That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
funny.
I think I
Like,
should make a shirt or something for that.
oh
ChatGPT.
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
Got to
I like that.
trademark it.
No, that's interesting. I do, because yeah, they'll look at that and they'll have an idea of what they should eat, but a lot of people are lacking that protein. They think they have enough, and it's like, dude, jot it down, and here's what I recommend.
Yeah.
And people are just like, oh wow,
Yeah.
I was not
Yeah. I
eating
mean,
enough at all.
if you take it seriously, I will get you to where you wanna go.
Yeah.
100%. And that's the thing. That's my goal. I want to change. We were talking before about it's your mental too. I wanna just make your life better. That's
There you go.
really what I wanna do. And if I can do that, it's a win for me and a win for you, and
Mhm.
you just everyone's happy.
Yeah. No, for sure. And
Yeah.
that is one of those things where it does become mental because then you start either stressing too much about it or it's like, okay, I'm not getting enough or,
Yeah.
that's why I mean, slow and steady is the best way to climb up, but priority is always protein. Like it's crazy because it's like everybody already knows this. It's like
Yeah.
already on the dang processed foods like protein, but it's still like
Right,
something that
right. Well, here's the thing too, like what I practice with mine, I practice the 80-20 rule when I write someone's diet. So 80% of your so-called nutritious food, and I do it like that because your body just sees a calorie as a calorie. It doesn't know if it's good food or bad food. So what you want to do, you want to get 80% of that good food and then 20% every day, whatever you want. Because that does, you're still going to lose weight. You're going to be fine because you're within the calories, but it also gives you something to look forward to and it makes you stay on your diet. Like when I did my
Mhm.
bodybuilding shows, I had ice cream every single night. And that was my savior because I was just eating like chicken and rice and, just you get cranky for sure. But like my wife, she enjoys wine. She would have wine every night and she lost
Mhm.
30 pounds. Like, so I think it's a really good thing. I don't think it's really good to go straight up strict on a diet. I think it's
Mhm.
really good to have the 80-20 rule because you're going to stay on the diet, you know?
I agree. No,
Yeah.
that
I like that.
100%. You can't,
Yeah.
because then people will have that kind of feeling like, okay, now I'm restricted. Like now I can't have this thing. That's gonna make them want it even more. And
Yep.
that's just setting yourself up for failure. So yeah,
Exactly.
having a little bit of leniency there where
Mhm.
yeah, you've been doing great all day. Treat yourself a little bit. Don't get carried away, just a little bit.
Right.
And enough that fits your caloric budget, of course. 'Cause, I
Exactly.
mean, over time, if
Yeah,
you slowly go over it each day, that builds up at the end of the week, so chill out.
it does. Exactly. You're exactly right.
That's awesome. Yes, sir. So with busy dads, is there, I guess something that pushed you towards that instead of, going straight towards like, "Ooh, I used to be an athlete. I wanna work with athletes," or, for me, I've been working with older people because of where I work at, and it's pretty rewarding for myself, but what made you lean towards that side?
So I've worked with everybody. I've
Yeah.
worked with from someone age 13 all the way up to 93 years old. Okay.
Oh, wow.
All in that, men and women. I can train anybody, but the reason I went with dads is because I am a dad and I'm right at that
Mhm.
age. I'm 43 years old. I'm at that age where most dads we're in the same position. I know what you're going through. Like
Mhm.
100%. I've been there. I'm doing it. I know how to navigate around it, especially with my kids who play so many travel sports and we're always on the go. And I understand. I worked that 9 to 5 and I did it then too. So I know what it's like and I know what it's like to be a dad. So I understand what they're going through. And that's really the reason why and I can relate with them better. Like, I can train women too, but they probably relate better with women because there's a lot of
Yeah.
emotional things that you go through and that as a man as well you go through stuff. I get what you're going through. I've been through it. Or if I haven't been through it, I'm going to try to help you out through it too.
Yep. Yep.
No, that's solid. Yeah, I mean, shoot, there's so many things that dads go through that, being June, men's mental health, that we feel like we gotta be this solid rock all the time
Yeah.
and kinda just, like, shrug things off, and we start neglecting our health and fitness. So that's awesome that we have somebody like you to be able to help those people because, yeah, we're there
Absolutely.
to as trainers, we're there to, yeah, help you with your programming, help you with your nutrition, but also I mean, all of that, plus be that ear that you can, talk to because we do listen, because one of the biggest parts of health is the stressor. If something's stressing you out, that's probably hold you back from losing that weight or getting that mass, whatever you need to reach those goals.
I had a few of my clients said this. They said to me, it's almost like I know we're training and stuff, but it's almost like therapy in a way,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
that's a huge compliment. And I'm not, claiming I'm the best at anything, but I'm really good with giving advice and talking to people because I've went through like many different things that probably we all have been through. So I've
Mhm.
been there and I just know I'm just good with talking with people. I think the bottom line is I want you to feel better. I want to make you feel better.
Yep. Yep.
That's really
Exactly.
it. It's simple.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta tell them straight up. If they're slipping up, like, "Hey,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
nah." Nah.
You got to be the tough dad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're like, "Oh, man, I was partying last night." I was like, "Hey, hey,
Yep.
this is
No.
a weekday, bud. You
Yeah.
save that
I
for the
love it.
weekend.
Yep.
We're
Yep.
working out. Chill out."
Yep. Exactly.
No, that's true. That I always think about that too. I was like, it's like well, it's not really free therapy, but it's another thing to our belt where we're kind of therapists because we do listen
Yeah.
and we can relate. That's the
Exactly.
thing about that separates us from AI and being a person is that we can show empathy we can show, some kind of relativeness to be able to understand what you're going through and help you through those struggles.
Yeah, that's a great point. I've talked about it before. It's like Chat GPT or whatever you use for AI, it's not gonna make you do the work.
Yeah.
Also, I can go on Chat GPT and find out how to fix my car, but I'm still bringing it to a mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shoot, I'm a YouTube mechanic, so I try, and if it's something that's too crazy, I'm just like, okay, yeah, let's
Yeah,
call it in.
exactly.
But that
So
is
going
something
through
that
all
we do.
this,
Hold
oh,
on,
go ahead,
Omar. That is
go ahead,
something we do
go ahead.
like to encourage people when they come and talk to us, or something they get out of this podcast is, there's going to be days where we don't feel like it, or there's going to be days where we just don't feel good, or whatever it might be. But if you just go to the gym, man, that'll change your whole demeanor a lot of times. Whether you have a personal trainer, whether you don't, just getting on that treadmill, just picking up that weight. Sometimes there's been some workouts where it didn't really go as good, but then I'll hop on the treadmill with my friend, and then we'll just be going back and forth. And by the end of that, it'll be like, dang, man, okay, well, maybe the whole purpose of today's workout was just to, get a little walk in and talk about what we've been going through today. So that's really cool, man, especially for being a trainer like you guys are, to be able to be that person for somebody else, because you never know what they're going through, and
No.
or if they have that person to talk to. But
Yeah.
whenever they get to that gym, and it's almost, again, we're letting go of all the everything almost, and we're being vulnerable in there by lifting this heavy weight, and sometimes failing in there, which is great, but then also just letting it all go in there. And then whenever you leave there, honestly, I feel like a new man. I'm like, okay, I feel like now we're ready to go attack the day. Let's get it.
Yeah, yeah, and you're right, and that's the thing, like, even with myself, I would say 50% of the time, I do not wanna work out, and I work out
Mhm,
anyway 6 days a week, and I would not feel right if I didn't work out, and that's
mhm.
all up here, and I feel better after I do it, like, that's why I work out in the morning, get it out of the way,
Yep.
and, alright, I have the rest of the day, I don't have to worry about that part, and it just puts you get whatever was bothering you out of the way. In between sets, like I work out alone. I have my own gym, and I'm just like, it's peace and quiet. It's like,
Mhm.
that's my therapy, like
Yep.
literally. And it's like one of those things where if something's bothering you, either it's going to fuel your lift and no matter what, you're still going to feel better than you did like
Absolutely.
before that.
Yeah. No, and that's we mentioned this before, but when it comes to, working out, if you just don't feel like it, of course, there's going to be days where you're just going through the motions initially. Then it's going to slowly come up and you're going to be like, okay, all right, this is starting to kick in and now
Yep.
we're rolling. Now we're feeling it and then by the end of it, I mean, it's good. We're not going to want to go in there all the time, especially if we go early in the morning. There's no time where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get
Yeah.
this workout in, like,
Yeah.
straight off, like, out of bed. There's no way, dude. It takes time. You gotta push yourself and be like, "All right, let's get it."
Yeah. Right.
So going through all this, being a trainer, working out, how do you manage, also being able to be there for your family?
Everything I think I was talking to my wife the other day because we had like some scheduling, like my son's got like 3 games tomorrow, this, and I was like, we just make it work. That's what we do.
Yep.
We just make it work. And obviously family comes first. So I will always schedule everything around my family. But we just do so much. And I think it's just like second nature now where it's just like we just go. You gotta do it. You
Mhm.
gotta do it. So it's like one of those things where it's like I just make it work. That's what it does. I try, I'll cap my time off like at a certain time where it's like I'm just with the kids. Like my kids are home, like they're out of school. So it's like kind of in the past week, I had to change things up a little bit. So you work around whatever obstacle it is. And that's just life in general. You have to. You have to
Mhm.
go with the flow, really.
It's true.
Yeah.
Shoot, it is a struggle sometimes, but yeah, being able to just go with the flow and know that if something slips up, your partner has it, or there's a way that it's gonna get done. I mean, for me, I have 3 kids, and one's a baby, and then the
Mhm.
other two they go to like sports camps and stuff like that. So I try to get everything done and be the chauffeur, but
Yep.
it can be a little bit challenging sometimes. But there's some times where she can like do some things to help out where it needs to because she's in the military, she's Space Force, so it's harder for her to kinda step away and do some things, most of the time, but when she can, we help each other out as much as we can.
Mhm.
But like
And
you
that's what
said,
it's all about.
there's times where we have to navigate around certain things. Maybe we have to cancel a client because the kid got sick, but that's just part of it.
That's
And I'm
life.
sure your people are gonna understand. Yeah, and that's what I tell people too. Like when first do the consultation or intakes or whatever on my contracts and stuff, cancellation and reasons and just communication. That's all I care for is as long as you're open with me, you tell me what's going on, we're good. But if you just don't show up, then I'm gonna be like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
one
have to
thing,
call it.
like, I'll tell you what, the one thing I hate is when you get someone books a call and they don't show. I did a video
Yeah.
about it the other day where it was just like, just be a human. If you I'm not, there's no pressure
Mhm.
here. Like,
Yeah.
just send a text, "I'm not showing up," because you're wasting my time, and it actually disqualifies you because 'cause you're not gonna show up to the program. But, like, that
And you're
Yep.
type
taking
of thing,
somebody
and it
else's spot.
right, and it happens, I know it's gonna happen, and it happens, but it's just like, be responsible, you're an adult, just send a text and be like, "I'm not showing up." You don't have to give me an
Mm.
explanation, I'm not entitled to anything,
Yeah.
but you're
Yeah.
wasting my time, and that's one
Yeah.
of the
Yep.
things that
Exactly.
drives me nuts. I should put that I
Oh
don't know.
yeah.
I wish we could all fix that, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. No, that's something that I talk about all the time. Like, dude, be respectful of each other's times. Like, don't just
Exactly.
be
Mhm.
thinking like, oh, he's fine. No, let me know. Because I'm over
Yeah.
here standing around waiting for you or waiting on the phone or whatever.
Right,
Let me
right.
know.
Like, when
I don't
you
care.
like, even for
Just
this,
say you're
imagine
not
if I
gonna be
didn't
there.
show up. Imagine if I just was just,
Oh yeah.
"Nope," but I'm not like that, and, like,
Utter-
at all. Like, I would be like, "Oh, something came up," whatever. But just to, like, ghost someone like that, it's just, like it makes me look at you, you're not a good person. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
like, it drives me nuts.
That's true.
Because like
That's
you said,
selfish, man.
it's just a text message and no explanation is needed. Just like, hey, I'm not going to be there. I don't need to know a whole story. You don't need to tell me what happened all day long. Nope. Just say, hey, I'm not going to be there. Cool. Thank you.
Yep, and it
If you want
takes,
to reschedule,
what,
we can
5
schedule it. But if
seconds.
not, bye. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. No, yeah, that's so going through your stuff, you
yeah.
have the Elite Dad system. What is
Yep.
so different from the like other programs you see out there that,
So, like,
influencers
y
try to promote?
yeah, what I do, like, I I'll work with exceptions, but what I'm getting into, it's like that person who already trains and they want to get to the next level, not the beginner, more of the intermediate, where they've been working out, they got to they're happy, but they want more. So what I do
Mm-hmm.
in it, that's a different style of training, like compared to a beginner, you know? So, and that's
Yeah.
more like
Yep.
what like I personally do. Like, I did bodybuilding and all that. So I've done really everything leading up to that point. So I want to get the person to not necessarily look like me, but where they want to look, like shredded or just be a jack dad. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
type of system I run. So it's a little bit different and more intense training. The nutrition is still going to be very similar to what everyone's nutrition would be because it's just a reduction in calories, but they might have more protein, stuff like that. But my idea is to get them to look like that jack dad walking onto the sporting event with their kids, and everyone's like, "Whose dad is that? Your dad's jacked." Like, So that's kind of my goal, is just to get a bunch of jack dads, just
There
and
we go.
feel
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
about yourself too. Because
Love
you
it.
do feel good. When you're in
Yeah.
shape, you feel really good. And it transfers over to
Mm-hmm.
everything else, like we were saying before. So that's really
Yep.
what
Yep.
my goal is just to get a bunch of jack dads going.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
That is awesome.
Brian, you need to become a dad so you can get on the system, bro, because
Yeah, come
you
on, man.
slacking, bro.
So do you have to be a dad to be the part of this
Yeah,
club?
I
man.
not I will, like, there's some people I will train, but mostly it is dads because it is relatable. I know how to navigate
Yep.
through the scheduling and stuff
Yep.
like that. But I'm trying to think, everybody I've trained is a dad, and I do train some women here and there. In fact, women can be easier sometimes because they actually listen. They'll, like, get down to
I
the
was about to
Mm-hmm.
say that's what it
yeah,
is.
they really
Yeah.
do. It's because us guys have egos and we're like, I can lift this. And I will say, one of my biggest things with the training that people like, they're like, oh my God, is I put tempos in. So say you got a bicep curl or something. I'm going to make you take 3 seconds to go all the way down. And it's like,
Yeah.
I can't lift as much weight as I could lift before. I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, but you're stimulating the muscle way more and you're going to get way bigger than what you
Mm-hmm.
were doing before. And I think that's a big thing with men where it's like, you got to leave the ego at the door. And it takes a long time to get
Yep.
there. Cause when I was younger, oh yeah, lift this, lift that. And
Yep.
then you're like, wait, take 3 seconds to go down. You're like, but I'm only lifting 20 pounds, but you feel like you're lifting 1,000.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's one of my big
No,
things.
that is, yeah, that's one that it's funny whenever you first train somebody that's not, doing things properly because they just go with the flow, or, they
Yeah.
let the cables kind of get control over them. Like,
Yep.
slow down, but take
Yeah,
that
slow it
time under
down.
tension.
Yep.
Boom. You feel that?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're working on right there. It
and
gives
that's
that
the
the
thing.
brain a little bit more time to
Right, and that's the
do
thing,
it.
it, like, corrects your form like, almost
Mhm.
instantly, I wouldn't say instantly, but almost instantly because
Yeah.
when you do it correct, you're actually stimulating the muscle more. It's like that's why it's like, I don't think I would train 20-year-olds, early 20-year-olds because they're trying to just like, I remember when I was in my
Yep.
early 20s, I'm just trying to get that weight up there, and you're gonna grow when you're 20 no matter what because you have
Mhm.
you're moving weight, you're gonna grow, but then you're gonna
Mhm.
either get hurt or you're gonna develop some bad habits.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
true.
absolutely.
That's
I
true.
think we talked about this earlier. I think yesterday. I mean, almost every time we have a personal trainer, just if you come into the gym and are new or just haven't been there in a while, leave that ego at the door. There's a reason why you're here. You're here for yourself. You're not here to try to impress anybody else. Leave that at the door, man. Just because in high school you might have been a power lifter, don't mean that's who you are today. And we can get you there, but we got to start just like you did in high school from the very
Mm,
beginning and get
and
those reps in.
yeah, like your point, and you wanna know the other thing? Nobody cares. Nobody cares
Yeah,
at the
there you
gym.
go.
Nobody. You're the one that
Yep.
cares. Nobody's watching you.
Yep.
Nobody cares, and if they are watching you,
No.
you're probably doing it wrong, and they're just like, "No,
Yep.
Yeah, that exactly.
I'm
That's why they're
True.
watching, like,
That's true.
look at this guy over
nope."
here.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
gonna
watch
be,
that guy.
the next viral video on Instagram or something, you know?
Yeah. So, talking about, personal training and online businesses, what separates you from other online trainers other
I
than
would say
um
yeah, yep.
what we went over? No, go
I
ahead.
would say with me, it's just I have a ton of experience. And like we were saying before, like I have literally been training and training other people for 24 years. I know the difference
Mhm.
between BS and what's correct. And like with me,
Yeah.
like what I do, like with my training, for the online is like there's videos of me explaining everything. I don't just give a cookie cutter like video of someone just like what comes with trainer eyes or something like that. I break it all down and I learned from like a lot of people. Like, do you guys know Paul Revelia?
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So Paul
Yeah.
Revelia came up at the same. He really good friends with Lane Norton. You guys know
Okay.
him, Lane Norton. Yeah. He
Yep.
was on Joe Rogan's podcast and stuff. He was he was my second trainer for my second bodybuilding show, and I learned
Oh,
a ton from him. And my first trainer was you guys know Julian Smith?
No, I don't know that
All
one.
right, Julian Smith, he's like got his own gym now. He was big time. Like he was big time at one time. But he was like my first one. But
At
I
one time.
learned a lot from these guys. And then I learned a lot like, of reading scientific stuff and, all that and not taking like the scientific stuff you gotta like there's so many levels to this, but you got to understand that not everybody has the same body. Not every exercise
yep.
is going to work for that person. So with that, I'm very good at reading that, and especially with my own self. Like I'm 6'2". I love squatting. I loved it, but my body doesn't bend that way. It really doesn't. I have very long femurs, and where it jams into my hip, it just doesn't work. So like navigating around that type of stuff. And that's another thing where people go on
Mhm.
Instagram thinking they have to do these types of exercises to put on muscle.
Mhm.
You do not. There's certain things you don't have to do. And especially as you get older, you kind of can't do certain things. You can do a lot, but there's certain things that like I don't once in a while I'll deadlift, but there's more risk than reward there for me. So it's like one of those things. I'm very good at reading and structuring people's programs based on their needs. So that's the difference right
Yeah.
there. I know the body very well.
No, that's definitely important. That's what makes a good personal trainer right there is, navigating around them, not what, you think it's good for them.
Yeah.
Because everybody's different, like you're saying. And yeah, you want them to do a certain movement, but maybe they can't do that for a certain reason.
Right.
You gotta find alternatives that still make or to make sure they still get to those goals that they want. And
Right.
that's
And
what you're
then
doing. That's
yeah.
yeah,
And
perfect.
that's another thing too. It's like I would never take advice, and I'm sure there's a ton of good ones out there, but I would never take advice from a 20-year-old or someone in their early 20s. Their body does not move like my body. I am
Yeah.
43 years old. I do not recover as fast as I did when I was 20. And you see a lot of these
Mhm.
guys, and like I said, not all, because there's some really good people out there and they know their stuff. But for
Mhm.
the most part, you see the guy, the personal trainer, like on the gym floor. The guy went and got his NASM thing. Anybody can get that. And they don't have the
Yeah.
experience. I have the
Yeah,
experience. You have the experience.
Mhm.
So that's a huge thing. And the experience outweighs anything you can read or like, like Chat GPT again. Yeah, I could tell you all this stuff. But I experienced it. So I have
There
been
you
through it and know how to navigate around things. So it's a lot different. And especially with most of the guys that I work with, they're, 35 and up, you know?
that's me. I'm about
Yeah.
to sign up.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm about
I
to
didn't
sign
even
up.
make the cut on that either, man. I'm just not
But
part of this
that's
club
the
yet,
thing.
boys.
That's the thing.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
The reason I do it that way is just because you gotta kinda weed out certain things. I'm not saying
Yeah.
I would absolutely work with an 18-year-old to teach him the right way,
Yeah.
you know? But,
Yep.
Yep.
a
Yep.
lot of 18-year-olds don't have money to be able to pay for that. A lot of 21-year-olds don't
Yeah.
have money to be able to pay for that. And a lot of those younger
That's true.
kids, their mind's not there yet. Their mind is not
Yep.
structured and disciplined yet. So it is even more of a challenge to train those people. It's very
Yep.
few when you find that one person with the laser focus and they know what they want. So when
Mhm.
you're more mature and you've been through life, that's where it comes, that laser focus and the discipline and stuff like that.
Yeah. Shoot, I didn't think about that. Shoot,
Yeah.
because I mean, they're not worried about their health as much as, somebody that's a little bit older when they're like realizing, hey, I gotta get my stuff together. Like I gotta get in the gym, I gotta do this, I gotta eat better. A 20-year-old is like eating whatever the heck they want and just
And not
going out
gaining
and
weight.
playing and yeah, yeah. Like that's solid. That's true. I didn't
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah.
That's funny. So you're an experienced trainer. What keeps you because I think about this in anything that I would do. I'm going towards being a physical therapist. But one of the things that I get concerned about is burnout. What kind of stuff do you do to prevent that from happening?
For like burnout, meaning being burnt out from working out or burnt out in life in general.
Yeah, burnt out as in like burnt out of training people,
Training
doing the
people,
same
well,
thing over and over, or.
yeah, so if people are getting burnt out, like what I'll do is like a deload or something like that. So what like, you'll have like an easier week and stuff like that. I haven't really come across people getting burnt out because everyone I usually work with, they're like laser focused. But if you are,
Mhm.
take a little break, take a little diet break even, just so you can get back on. And I wouldn't go too long, like a week, just like a deload would be. Because it will get your mind right. And you also I think the biggest thing is like to not have them burn out is like you have a goal. All right. You have a goal. You got to stick to what you decided to do. Okay. If it's burnt out physically, then it's a deload. We're going to deload. You're going
Yep.
to
Yep.
ramp back up. That's different. But if it's like it could be mental and physical, like with the diet or all this stuff, you can do a little diet break. I actually did this with someone about a month ago, and we did a diet break for 2 weeks actually. And what ended up happening, it kind of reset their metabolism and then they started losing weight. But also mentally, they weren't as
Mhm.
fatigued and they were like, all right, let's
Yep.
go. I'm seeing progress, and you got to really, to prevent them from burning out, you have to celebrate the little wins. Like, oh,
There you
look
go.
what you did. And don't forget, like,
There
say
you go.
they're, I don't know, like a month in and be like, you lost 10 pounds. Like, that's amazing. Like, you got to really emphasize their accomplishments. Because the
Yeah.
hardest
Yep.
thing that anybody will do that's new to fitness, the hardest thing you'll do is walking in the gym door. That's already a win right there when you
There you
walk
go.
through that door, you
Yep.
know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what just being
Yep.
positive and really, being there for them and pointing out all the good stuff that they've done. And then sometimes they
Mhm.
need a deload. They're just physically they're wiped out. But I don't come
Yeah.
across that too much.
That's true. Shoot. That and I do the same thing. I'll give them my clients credit, for what they did, and I'll make sure to emphasize like certain like even small little victories, whether it's, "Oh, dude, this is the most reps you did with this weight," or if at the end of it they're like, "Oh, man." And I was like, "Hey, dude, you got here.
Yeah.
You did it, and now it's done.
Yeah.
So, hey, good job." And, that's all they need is like, "Oh, sweet."
Yeah, and
I
that
just need to
and
keep
that
'em
I
keep
think
coming back.
people too, it's like they can't forget, like, I'm in your corner. I want you to win. I want
Mhm.
you to do well, and I'm gonna do everything on my side to get you to where you wanna go. And it is I listen, it's very hard to do. It's not super simple. Some people have an easy time, some people have a harder time, and you just have to be on them positively to get them to where they wanna
Yep.
go. That's it, and you have to celebrate
Yep.
them, and they need to celebrate themselves too.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's what I tell I'm like, "Hey, man, I got confidence in you. You can do this." It's
Yeah.
like, if I believe in you, you need to believe in yourself. Let's go.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
100%.
Celebrate the little wins.
Yeah,
Yep.
because those little wins turn into big wins.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
true.
Yeah.
So you
It's
have
just
athletic kids and, I have some minions that are
Yeah.
trying to be athletic. I
Yeah.
gotta, show them up
watch your
sometimes,
mouth. Watch your mouth,
Oh,
man. Don't talk about my boys
But
like that. Watch your mouth now.
but with that, is there things that you carry over from training to make sure, they stay consistent with, practice or training or whatever it is?
yeah, I mean, big time. And I'm not trying to be like, everyone thinks their kid's the best and all this stuff, but my kids are pretty talented. My son plays baseball and my daughter plays soccer, and they have talent. And my son works really hard. He works really hard, and so does my
Mhm.
daughter. And what I do, because I was in sports myself, and whenever they start slacking or something like that, I'll be like, no, 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 no. You got to stay on this path. You want something, right?
There
You
you go.
want it. You have to work for it. You have to. And I also will be like, there's a kid out there that wants it more than you. Maybe they're not as talented as you, but they're putting in the work. And guess what? That work will override the talent any day. So I try to
Mhm.
Absolutely.
have a balance with that though, because don't forget they're
Yep.
kids. They still have to be kids. This isn't like, there you
Yep.
go. It's not like the military. You don't want to make it like that, and you don't want them to burn out from all the stuff either.
That's
So
true.
I try to have a balance, and it's when I just want them to know that their hard work is going to pay off. And it
Yeah.
shows. It shows when you put in the work. Like my son, so last weekend we were in the championship game. He hit his first home run over the fence. This kid has been working for it forever. At the end of the game, we get a big trophy. Yeah. We get a big trophy.
Yeah.
Get one big trophy, and the coach says, I don't take trophies home. And he's been doing this for the past 3 years. I don't take trophies home, but I'm giving it to one kid who has made the biggest improvement from last year to this year. He has done everything we asked him to do, and it was my son. And that was like the proudest moment. And that was recognition because he does work hard. But it just shows you
Yeah. That's
hard
awesome.
work. And I try to tell him, it's not just sports either. It's anything you want to do in life. You
There you
have to
go.
put in
There you
the
go.
work. And nothing in life is owed to you, and nothing's going to be given to you. So you have to work for it. And if you
Yes.
truly, yeah. And
I'm
if you
talking about.
truly want it, because I don't want to make you do things you don't want to do. If you truly want it, then I'm in your corner, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you get there.
Mhm.
And
There you go.
that's what I preach. Just work hard at whatever you wanna do, because it will pay off. It has to. You don't give it an option. If you are putting in everything that you can possibly put in, you're gonna win. So, yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
No, that's solid, and that's what I try to tell my kids too is, "Hey, man, you ain't getting it for free. You gotta earn it.
yeah,
Whatever you do, you gotta earn it." Like, this
yeah,
isn't because once you get out of here, nobody's gonna give you anything.
yeah,
Nobody's
And
gonna just,
something
feel like you need that. Gotta earn
Something
that.
I like that the both y'all are doing is number one, just being present there, you know, and if they are having a bad game or whatever it is you guys are talking about, "Hey, man, what's going on? Like, we didn't do so hot that day. Like, what you got going on?" Instead of just being like, "Oh, you just had a bad day, whatever." But have that conversation with that kid, you know, say, "Hey, man, what's going on here? This is what we want, right? This is what we're aiming for. We kinda slacked off there. Let's get back on track. What we got going on here?" Because sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, whatever." And then now, again, that's where all the bad habits will start coming in. Instead of the
Right.
good habits of we keep going better, be like, "Oh, well, he didn't say nothing else, whatever. I'll just keep doing this. I mean, whatever." But having
And
those conversations with them and being present there with them is really great.
and you have to be gentle with it as well because
Mhm.
you can't forget their kids, and that's the other point where you
Yep.
have to take a step back in your own mind and remember what it was like to be 12 or 14. Those are my kids are 12 and 13, almost 14, and it's hard sometimes because we're going so much more
Yep.
forward, we're getting farther and farther away from that age. But you have to, if you played sports in this case, it's like you got to remember what you felt like and what it was like to be in their
Mhm.
shoes. And I feel like these
Yep.
kids get a lot of pressure put on themselves to perform well for the coach, to perform well for your parents. And it's like, it's about you. Perform well for you.
Yep.
That's what it's really about.
Yep.
Because no matter what, I'm your dad and I'm going to love you no matter what you
Yep.
do. But it is one of those things. It's like when, you got to be gentle with what you say because at least with my kids, I know my kids are trying as hard as they can and they might not
Yep.
always get the
Yep.
results that they want. And that's just part of life. And my son plays baseball, like we were talking, and that's a hard game, and my daughter plays soccer.
Mhm.
But it's a hard game. You're gonna fail more than you do well. You're gonna fail more than you win in baseball. You're
Mhm.
not gonna hit the baseball every time. You might in a couple games, but it's just how it goes. And you gotta learn how to deal
There you go.
with that's why I think sports is one of the most important things because you learn how to win, you learn how to fail, you learn how to be a teammate,
Yep.
you learn how to overcome hard situations. It's not just about I want to be in the NBA or MLB or any of that stuff. I learned some of the most important things about who I am through sports, and it's because of those things.
That's
Those
true.
healthy habits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
talk about that too. In the household, I'm just like, this is a team. Okay. If you're struggling, man, just let me know. We got this. Or if, the two older brothers, they start talking or whatever, or start arguing, or they want to get something done. I was like, hey, man, y'all got to work together. It's like whenever
right
you
there,
go play soccer, whenever you go play football, you guys got to figure it out. Talk to each other
yep,
like you want to be a talk to. Like, are you gonna get that done the same way if you talk to him like, or if he talk to you like that? Come on,
right,
let's work on it, and then we'll play like soccer or something like that, and then we'll focus on teamwork and how. Yeah, dude, look,
yeah, and
you're
that's a
scoring
good
on
thing
dad
too.
because you guys are working as a team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep, yep. Well, that's what your family is. You're a whole team. You're a team together, and you got each other's
Mhm.
backs, and you're just trying to navigate through this world the best you can, and you have each other.
no, that yeah, and you made some good points about sports in general. They
Yeah,
teach some good lessons for anybody.
Yes. Yes.
And that's why it's important to at least get your kids in. I mean, the YMCA has kids that they're not even competitive or anything. Just get them in, familiarize them with some sports, see what it's
yeah,
about. They might like it. I mean, kids
yeah.
love playing outside.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead,
gonna
give it a
keep you
go.
out of trouble. Get off the iPad, and it's
Yep.
also
Yeah,
it teaches
Yep.
you how to work for something because it's not we live in a world of instant gratification, and that's the thing too.
Yep.
When we go to
hmm
training, they want it right now. You gotta put in the work. That
Mhm.
regardless, everything you have to put work in for. I wish it was I
yeah,
wish it was instant gratification. That'd be awesome.
yeah. Seriously,
Yeah.
it's like all right, I'm good. Flip of a switch, good.
Yep.
No, that's true. Especially, yeah, these nowadays, I mean, kids are just like, I'm good here. I'll just, watch a TV show or play on the video games or something like that. You can't just let them do that, man. You got to, take them outside. Let them be bored outside. They'll figure something out.
Yeah. I
That's what they
mean,
need. They just need to,
I didn't
be out
Yeah,
there
I didn't
doing
grow up with
things.
cell phones. I grew up with a bike, and I know it's
There we
different
go.
times now, but we figured it out. That's what we always do. We
Yep.
figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't always need to be told what to do to have a good time. Go
Exactly.
out there. You'll figure it out. Go dig a
Yep.
hole. I don't care. Just
Yeah.
watch out for the sprinklers.
Yep, 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 yep.
No, that's awesome, man. So what are some of the biggest myths in the gym that you've heard, and can you debunk them? Just
Biggest
one.
miss? Ah, man, I gotta try to think. It's so funny because I see all kinds of stuff all the time. Like where in it's like, biggest myth. Um, well, yeah, perfect. That like you can't build muscle after 40. That's absolutely ridiculous. Will it
Ooh.
if you are untrained and never have done it before? Yes, you won't like if you start young and you continue your journey in fitness, like you never give it up or anything, you will have a better base than anyone. You will preserve your muscle. Yeah, it will be a little bit harder if you have never trained when you're 40 because your muscles do start breaking down, your testosterone starts getting lower and stuff like that. But you can still build. You can build at any age. I disagree with anyone who's like, yeah, well, I'm 40 now and this is it. It's like, are you kidding me?
Mm,
Like, I'm 43 years old. I'm probably in the best shape of my life, actually. Maybe
There
I
you
don't
go.
nope.
Yep.
recover as
Yeah.
quickly, I don't recover as
Yeah.
quickly. I get more tired for sure, but also I have a lot more going on in life. But you can
There you
absolutely
go.
build muscle and get in the best shape of your life at any age. I mean,
Mhm.
when you get older and you're like 80 and 90, I'm not really talking about that, but you still
As
can get in
yes.
good shape. You can still get in good
Yeah,
shape.
that is something that I talk to some of my older clients. They're 70s, and that's what they get concerned about. It's like, oh man, am I gonna stay this way? Am I gonna, keep gaining? I was like, hey man, it's all about how you approach it. Okay, if
Yeah.
you stay with what you're doing and maintain your diet the way it's supposed to, you're gonna keep growing. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not gonna grow like a significant
Ronnie
amount,
Coleman. You're
but
not gonna be
you're
Ronnie
gonna be in a
Coleman.
better shape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna be able to do the things that you like doing for a longer period of
Absolutely.
time
Yeah.
than if you didn't. So, I mean, you
Right.
might as well do it, enjoy the life
Exactly.
as long as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
good. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But
I
That's a
yeah,
mean
good
because
one.
it
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
did
really
honestly,
good
I
someone
one.
just
did hit
pulled
me
that
on that
one
one too.
I pulled that out of my head because there's so many other good examples. I just can't think of
Yeah.
any right now.
That's a
No,
good one.
yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Awesome. So what is, like, the best thing that you guys do as a family? Like, what's y'all's favorite thing to do?
Our favorite thing to do, honestly, is just be with each other. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would say, like, our favorite thing coming up that we go to Cape Cod on vacation. And that's our
Oh,
favorite
nice.
place because we have no plan and we just do what we want every day and we're together. And there's like no TV, no nothing. It's just like we just go and we enjoy each other. And we've been doing that, I don't even know, probably 12 years or something like that.
Oh, wow. Good
And
job.
it's just like and we go to Florida and stuff like that. We go on other vacations, but that's the best one, and that's the best one everybody says with the family, and we're just going to the beach, we're just hanging out. I think
Mhm.
our favorite thing to do is just be with each other and not have things going on, like,
Yeah.
outside, like sports and school and all that
Yeah.
stuff. It's really at least it is, for definitely for me. I just want to be with my kids as much as I can
Yeah.
because they
Mhm.
are getting older. Like I can't even look at old pictures of them anymore because I
Yeah.
start tearing up and be like, "Oh my god."
Shoot.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm already like that, and my kids
oh,
are still 6 and 9. I'm just like,
yeah,
sheesh.
enjoy it because it gets crazy, and I try not to think like that because you need to be present and you need to
Yep.
enjoy the moments
Yeah.
that you have right now, and that goes for
Mhm.
really anything because what is the saying? You think about the future, you're stressed, you think about the past, you're depressed. If you think about the present,
Yep.
you're
Mm,
happy,
Yep.
and
mm,
that's one of the things that I think I developed in the past few years where it's like just be present. Don't stress about
Mhm.
like everything that you have to do. I take every day day by day because that's just what my mind can process better and it keeps me present. So
Yep.
back
Yep.
to your question, it's just to be with my family. That's really our favorite thing is to be together and enjoy and laugh and just have fun and really not have anything
Yep.
planned. We just
Yep.
go by like whatever you want to do this, sure, let's go do it. So I think at least that's my favorite thing. It's just to be with them.
no, that's awesome. Because I
Yeah.
think about, like,
Mhm.
kids, they're getting older. There's only, like, a small gap in the
Small
summers
window.
where yeah, and that time flies, and then next thing you know, they're not gonna wanna hang out with you. They wanna go, hang out with their friends or something like that.
You'll be
Um,
surprised
but
though. My daughter's entering high school and she loves to hang out with us. So, but
sweet. See
that
that?
Yeah.
Okay,
that
good.
Good.
that window is getting I'm not waiting for
Yeah.
it, but I understand it's
Mhm.
part of life.
Yeah.
That's how
Yep.
things work. But
Yeah.
like we were saying, you got to be in the present because that's really all that matters.
That's
Be
Mhm.
true.
in the
That's
present,
true.
you know?
That's very true. Shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we got some camping coming up, and that's what we do. And that's the same kind of idea. Is like we just enjoying each other's company and
exactly.
just getting off the phones because there's no service or anything like that. So we're just hanging out, making
Yep.
fires and stuff.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's those moments. No one's gonna remember, "Oh, you remember when I was looking at my phone today?" No, that's like
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
you just like you're lost in time. It's like just in the
that's
Mhm.
black
true.
hole now, you know?
No, and yeah, I'll look at some like whenever my kids were babies, my older kids were babies, and there was times where I was on my phone, and I'm like, "What the was I doing there, man? Like, get off your dang phone!" And then
And
my wife
but
gets on to me if I'm like, "Hey, right,
yeah, it's hard though because in our line of work, you have to be on your phone. You get a
Yeah.
message, you
yeah,
get
that's
this,
true."
someone message you on Instagram or whatever, you have to do it and you have to react pretty quickly. But there are times like when I'm watching my son's game or my daughter's game, the only reason I'm on the phone is if I'm recording them. Like, that's it,
Yes,
you
Yep.
know?
Yep. Yep.
I got some meta glasses for those situations. 'Cause
Ooh,
if I had the phone, I'd just be focused on, where the dude was or whatever, but
yeah,
with the meta glasses, it's just like
that's a
I'm
good
just press the
idea.
record button, I'm just like,
See, I never had a
"Yeah."
reason to get meta glasses, and
One of
now
my
I
like
do. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like
I got
that.
them while they were on sale.
Oh my
They
god,
look kinda
yeah.
funny though. My
Oh, hey,
wife makes fun
whatever,
of
I
me,
don't
but
care.
Yeah.
but no, they work and they got good quality. I mean, it's decent, so
Yeah, that's awesome.
that's what I'm yeah. Because my kids do jujitsu too, so
Aw
even me being up there, be like,
yep,
"Like,
yep.
what are you doing, dude?" I'm like, "I'm recording."
Yep, 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 yep.
Get out of the way.
Don't worry about me, man. Don't even worry
Right?
about what I'm doing over here.
Like, "Okay, nerd, get out of here." No, no, that's awesome. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on here and taking your time out
Yes.
to talk
Yeah.
with us. It's been great, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Honestly, this was a lot of fun, and you guys are great, and this was really, really nice. It was a good conversation. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you for coming on, Chris. We really do, man. Thank you so much for getting on here and
Thank
telling
you.
us your story. I always like to try to give somebody a spot here.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
words of advice before we let you go for anybody who maybe does want to join or is a father that wants to get up and start working out but hasn't done it in a while? What would you say to them?
I would say if you want to better your life and become, I know it sounds kind of corny, the best version of yourself. I just can't think of a different way to say it. Take care of yourself. You are
Mhm.
leading by example with your family. You want to be the best example. And,
Yeah.
you're their role model. So they are going to emulate what you do. So you want to have a
Mhm.
good foundation and you want to feel you want your kids my at least my goal is you want your kids to do better than you. So you
Mhm.
want to set a
Mhm.
good example for them, but you're also setting a good example for yourself as well. You want to be there for them, okay? You want to see your daughter or your son walk down the aisle. You want to do all this. Like my
Mhm.
father, I know we're wrapping this up, but my
You're okay.
my dad died when I was 23 years old. So like, and he was a
Oof.
smoker and everything. He was awesome. He was the greatest thing ever. But I would never want to have my kids like I never want that to happen to my kids where
Yep.
I'm gone too early. So it's very important to take care of yourself. And like I said,
Mhm.
your whole mental aspect will change. You will feel good about yourself.
Oh,
You
yes.
probably won't be so short with your kids and stuff like that. And that's because you take care
Yep.
of yourself. So
Yep.
that's what I think that's the real big picture is do it for your kids, but do it for yourself as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that's
Absolutely.
that's
Well
awesome.
said.
I
Yes.
appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
That's funny that you said that, your kids are gonna be looking up to you, they're gonna try to emulate you. I was telling Brian the other day, I was like, "Dude, these kids came up to me and they said they wanna do a podcast." These kids are 9 and 6 years old. I was like, What are you gonna call this podcast?" And they said, Sticky Situation." I was like, "Oh,
And
Love
that's
it.
not
that's"
sick. That is
Love
so
it.
sick. I was like, "What? That is so cool, man."
And
Like,
that's
"That's a
the
good
thing
idea."
though. Yeah, they're looking up to you, right? And if you aren't worth looking up to, they're gonna find someone else to look up to.
Yes. Yep.
So
Yes.
you
Yep.
better lock it
That's a
in.
good point right there.
you know?
That's
That
a
was good.
solid point right there.
That was a good one. Well said.
Dang. Y'all dads
Come
better
on,
straighten up.
Chris. Good job.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Hey, Chris. Cheers to
Thank you
health.
again, Chris, and cheers to health to you, young
Cheers.
man. And we'll
Yes,
see you,
sir.
buddy. You take care of yourself.
Take care, guys. It was a pleasure.
Yes, sir.